Hello, Shishuguns, my name is Ox, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. We are at the semi-finale in this video. Now, before we go and take on the Elite Four, I just wanted to share the team that we have collected throughout this playthrough, and in advance, I just wanted to say thanks for sticking with me for this pretty long ride. I know that it's been a hell of a journey. And I did actually grow a small bit of respect for this game because of this playthrough. So, yeah. Now, I still don't think that this is a perfect game. In fact, I would just say that it's okay, but a lot of the functionality, I'd say charm is actually maybe not that. I'll probably have a more clear idea of what I want to say when I do the finale recording, but for now, we're going to tackle the Elite Four. Now, I left this on a poll on my community tab, and at a 13 votes, 69 percent of you actually wanted all of the Elite Four in one video and Trace the champion in another. So yeah, sorry to those who wanted to get this done and over with quickly, but you know, sometimes just can't have that, you know. Anyway, so we meet Lorelei again, who we had not seen since the entrance of Dark Tunnel. Now, what she does is that she specializes in the ice type. Dugong here was actually a pretty good example because it's a water ice type, and most of her team is a water type. So, for example. Well, actually, she's also bringing in Jinx, which shows off her ice type, umbrella, right? Because technically Jinx is a psychic type, so it doesn't really fit with the whole water theme that's been going on here. Because there isn't really a lot. Well, actually, there's barely any ice type Pokemon, well, you know. Oh, and we also have Slowbro coming back. And Slowbro here actually is one of the Pokemon that kind of reinforces the idea that Lorelei should be a water champion. Because there's a lot more of that than there are ice types. Because, like, most of her team is a water type. And honestly, what I should have done here was I probably should have sent in a Brute Root because of the ice typing. Well, not ice typing. Sorry, because of the water typing. That's what I should have done. Plus, I can always zap a little bit of health with Leech Seed and Mega Drain, or was it Mega Giga? I don't remember, but anyway. Okay, so now we're getting into Cloyster. Now, sorry, I need my drink. Now, Cloyster is an interesting stone evolution because, like, pretty much all of its stats are maxed out into its physical defense, and oh lord, it rivals a lot of legendary mons. Though thankfully for us, it's not very good with speed. Its special defense isn't very good, and its attack stats are not great. So, you know. Also, yes, as you noticed, some of the Elite Four members will switch out. Though, It has been a hot second since I looked at this footage, but I believe Lorelei is the only one to do that to me. At least I think. I could be wrong, because it has been a while since I actually looked at this particular footage. So, because I was more so focused on what I needed to do then. Or, well, I may be sounding more confusing. I do apologize on that. But anyway, so with most of her team down, all she has is her ace, Lapras. And this is one of the most bulky Pokemon that you'll ever see, and what I would consider an MVP for the region, because Lapras is a badass when it comes to slaying dragons. It's bulky, it can learn Ice Beam, so you don't have to rely on Blizzard or the much weaker Aura Beam, and you can actually get it for free with the in Silphco. Though for this particular game, I forget where she is. I think she's on the 10th floor. At least, I think. Please don't quote me on that. Please go and do your own research. I beg of you. But anyway, so with Lorelei down, we're only 1/4 done. But we took a bit of damage in that last match. So time for some heals. Now, yes, I didn't get a lot of. Well, I didn't really get full restores because I have some other stuff that can help with status conditions, and barely anybody uses status conditions anyway. So, with that in mind, well, technically, Lorelei could freeze, but I've had a lot of bad luck with freezing, especially when I do it. But anyway. Next up is Bruno. I want to say that the general consensus with him is that he was the original gym leader of the Pewter City gym, but I don't really know if that's canon or not, or if that's just a fan-made thing. But Bruno specializes in fighting-type Pokemon, and there is a reason why I put Levy up first. It's because he has an Onix on his team, and quite frankly, I don't really get this, because there is another fighting type in the game that he can use. So, but I guess it's very big and strong, which is what fighting types kind of are, but Onix is very susceptible to two of the most common types in this region, water and grass. So, like, I could have put Brute Root up. I could have put Brute Root up first, and it wouldn't really be any kind of difference. So, All right. Next up, he is sitting in Hitmonchan, which has access to the elemental punches. Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, and I believe he has access to Mach Punch? Or am I thinking of something else? But anyway, so if you have a Psychic on hand, or better yet, a Fairy, that is probably going to be your best bet, because fighting type moves don't really do well against those kind of moves, because you're using a brain power instead of brawn, like mind over matter sort of thing. Oh, and he already is sending out his ace, which is Machamp. Now, you can only get him by trading, and in the modern Pokemon climate, that's not really a viable option, because not everyone has access to that, and well, for Switch games, you need a Nintendo Online account, or you need to sign up for for the Switch Online service, which you should not. It is not worth it. Oh, but now he's sending in a newcomer for the team, Poliwrath, which is another Pokemon he really should have had in some of the older games, because, like, Poliwrath is a fighting type. Like, yeah, it is part water, but it's also part fighting. So why didn't he have this in any of the older games? Like what the hell, man? Oh, and also it shows off a superpower, which as I mentioned earlier is no wait, was I thinking of something else when I thought of a superpower as like the fighting type Outrage? Was I thinking of a different move or something? I don't really know. Okay, but now it's his final Pokemon, which is Hitmonlee. He will have a lot more pure fighting type moves, like I believe Jump Kick, High Jump Kick, maybe Rolling Kick. I don't really know for certain. But anyway, but yeah, this battle was the first time that we actually got to see the Hitmons in action, which you can use for yourself, by the way, but I don't know why. I just kind of decided against it, but and also has a freaking also has a Rock Slide, I guess. Probably because of the a flying type that you'd probably have here, like the Charizard, for example. I don't know, but either way, Bruno is down, and we can move on to. Well, actually, we are halfway done with the Elite Four, and yeah, they just give you words of praise and tell you to head on up to the next challenger and whatnot. Like it is pretty basic stuff. But anyway, now let's say okay. So for typings, generally, if you have a good grass type and a good grass type and a good electric type and maybe something to counter Jinx. Excuse me. Then you have a pretty good shot at beating Lorelei. Bruno is if you have a very powerful psychic type or even a very powerful fairy type at your disposal with a water or grass type for good measure. But now we meet Agatha, one of the more interesting members of the Elite Four, because she has some history with Oak. In fact, I think it's a common fan thing. Like, it's a common fan theory that they were once a pair that just split off because Oak was more into research and Agatha was more into battles, which... If Cynthia has proven anything, you can be both, because, that's what she does. But anyway, so Agatha is supposed to be a ghost specialist, but there's no, outside of the Gengar line, there are no ghost Pokemon. So a majority of her team is just a bunch of poison types. And since this is Gen 7, well, actually, since this game does not have abilities, most of her team is vulnerable to a well-placed Earthquake, which I stupidly try to do with Tina, admittedly, because I figured, she hasn't gotten anything to do yet, so, I may as well do this for her, just this once. And, with Weezing here, she actually did pretty good, all things considered, just one Earthquake, and it's at a sliver of health. Just a sliver. Oh yeah, and I think that all of the mons here can learn something akin to Shadow Ball, but, But, thankfully, Tina takes out Weezing in one more go. Though, though I alternatively could have used Ice Punch or something like that. But now we have one of her 2 Gengars, because yes, she has 2 of them. And again, thanks to abilities not being a thing, Earthquake can potentially deal damage if this thing wasn't as fast as freaking Superman, you know? And I believe one of them had a poison move, which is why I didn't send in Chloe, even though she has a psychic, even though she has Shadow Ball and Psychic. But yeah, there it is. There's Sludge Bomb, because that would have been a major pain for me. But you know, I think Roxy actually. Oh no, she doesn't. She doesn't. She's poisoned, but that's really the only thing. So yeah. So yeah, like one of her Gengars is down. She's gonna send in the other one. So. I know that for a fact. Like, I remember it. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Because I think it's like a week already. So, you know, like, what's really the point? So, so I also decided to send in Levy because Levy is a pretty strong physical hitter, and I figured, okay, I may as well go for Crunch because that can be just as effective. There it is. So, so he hits a Sludge Bomb. Levy is not poisoned, and Gengar is knocked out in 1 Crunch, which is great. But we have one more problem to take care of, and that is her Golbat, and it is really damn fast. So just in case, I decided to not switch out, and chose to give to max revive Tina, just in case things went pear-shaped, because I still got plenty of regular revives along with some hyper potions. I think I'll be fine. But to my surprise, really, one waterfall, or no, not one. One waterfall and a Crunch later. Right after that, of course. 1 Air Slash and yeah, there we go. 1 Crunch later, and Agatha is beaten. Yeah, I would say the third member is where things get a little more difficult, but it is what it is. But now that Agatha is out of the way, we have one more trainer to deal with. And for those of you versed in your knowledge of Pokemon, you know exactly who is up next. But before then, I gotta heal up. Because, yeah, we suffered a lot during that battle. More than I would like to be honest. And I believe I rearranged my party a wee bit. Yeah, I did. It's not that complicated, because it's actually in the order that we caught our Pokemon. And here he is, the Dragon Master Lance, who would eventually become the champion of 2 regions, Kanto and Johto. And a lot of people want a Let's Go Johto game, which, okay, I would like another Johto game, but I honestly have my own feelings on that, but I'll say that for a potential future video. But anyway, now Lance is our final challenger of this video, and he uses the elusive dragon types, or, well, things that are dragon adjacent, like Seadra, for example. Although I probably would not give him this particular Pokemon because it fits more with his cousin Claire. If you know Johto, you know exactly who Claire is. But anyway, because of the scarcity of dragon Pokemon, Lance's team is themed around dragons. Like, if they look like a dragon or if they are a dragonic in nature, then they count. Like Seadra, for example. Seadra technically evolves into a dragon, so that's fine enough. And we're gonna be seeing Aerodactyl right here, which looks pretty much like a dragon. But it is part flying, so technically electric attacks can work, but I was leaning more into the rock weakness, which thankfully Levy was able to take care of almost instantly. But don't get me wrong, like Aerodactyl is wicked fast, so just be on your guard with that, okay? And now we have to face and now we have to fight against Lance's own Gyarados, which is actually one of his most iconic Pokemon, and part of me does wish that it was the shiny Gyarados from the Lake of Rage, like he has in the anime. But you know, you can't have everything, I guess. But oh well. I believe he's gonna. Actually, ooh. Which one is he sending in? Because I don't really remember. Was it... Charizard. Yeah. Charizard is more so is more so memorable for his Johto team, because he had that when he was champion. He did not in the original game, or well. In the original game or its remakes. So yeah, like it is pretty cool, but a well-placed rock move will instantly clip its wings. But now we have Lance's ace, Dragonite. Now, in the original, this thing was a pain in the ass because of one move, Hyper Beam. And I think it was either due to a bug or a glitch. But Hyper Beam in Gen 1, right? Red and Blue, right? In those games, if an opponent took down, if you took down an opponent with Hyper Beam, okay, then you would skip the mandatory cooldown phase and immediately be able to use the move again. And also, this was Gen 1. No fairy types, barely any good ice types, and dragons, good luck finding those. So, yeah. But thankfully due to a Dragonite's typing of Ice and Dragon, it is 4 times weak to Ice. So if you have a Lapras or any other Pokemon that can learn an Ice type move, then you are golden. Which is why I wanted Tina to do it earlier, but she wasn't fast enough. But now, unfortunately for us, we are not the champion quite yet, because Trace got here before us and beat everybody. Now Oak over here, basically, Oak is here. Well, okay, yeah, that was also a thing. Oak was the first champion of Kanto, but he's gotten up in years and wanted to move on with his life. So, you know. But Trace has already beaten the Elite Four before us and is now champion. So we gotta face him if we want to call ourselves a champion of Kanto. At least this particular version of it. Like, I don't really know how it works, okay? I really don't, because oh boy, the Team Rocket thing, Blue saying that Red and himself actually took them down in the past, but that wouldn't really work because, well, like, it doesn't make sense because in order for that to, because, like, Team Rocket wouldn't be here if it actually followed after Red's adventures, who is also in the game, by the way, and he's in post-game. Ugh, it's just a convoluted mess, but anyway. Well, I guess I don't really have that much to say, because, well, we are almost at the end of this, so I guess until next time, well, sorry, I need to do my proper outro. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and if you're new around here, please subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so until next time, Goons, remember, reach for the stars.